Okay, 2 o'clock, right? Right. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to this presentation, NinjaTrader's Entropy Voltex Indicator. Before we begin, my name is James Buchman. I've been trading for a little bit. I have my own community. I have a trading room. And today in the trading room, well, first of all, every day in the trading room, I go over the trading plan before the New York session opens. And today we were looking to buy S&P at 7165 and the NASDAQ at 27,165. Our target, actually, the NASDAQ is there 540, 27,540. That's the ultimate target on the upside. 7206 S&P on the upside as well, followed by 11, followed possibly as high as 22. So we do this every day. So if you wish, come and join us. All right, let's get to Entropy Voltex. So what this indicator all about is it looks to determine if we have stable price action conditions, if the market is stable or unstable. Meaning what? Meaning, do we have a market that is chopping, going nowhere, range bound, no true direction, unstable, right? Or do we have a stable market where, sure, there are some pullbacks, but overall, there is some kind of a direction. The market is seeking to get somewhere with regular pullbacks, of course. So that's really what this indicator is about. It seeks to keep you out of choppy conditions and get you into trades where it identifies the market to be, quote, stable. So, of course, scalping or swing trading. Now, so this is by RenkoKings, and of course, with them, everything works best with the King Renko bar, or even the Ninja Renko. But I'll show you. King Renko is pretty good with their products. They did some back testing, so on gold, on the NASDAQ, and they do provide, by the way, settings, which they provided for me as well. Of course, I play around with them. I'm not very good at following directions, but these are the back tests, and so again, it's all about identifying stable market conditions. And maybe let me show you a chart because we keep talking about stable. What is this stable business? We're not talking about horses, right? So let me kind of see if I can find it in Zoom. It's this one, right? Boom. Okay. So stable, meaning we have a long and the market continues the move. We have a short and price action continues. We have a long and we have this huge move, right? So this is stable. And so now an interesting story actually. When I was getting prepared for this just a little while ago, we have a guest in the house, and he walks into my office as I'm getting ready, and he's like, "So is this trading?" And I said, "Well, this is a chart and represents price." He said, "Oh, I get it. So you buy here and you sell here, and you buy here and you sell here and you buy here." I said, "Well, yeah. I mean that's in a very simplified way, sure." And then he has, but so didn't you tell me most people lose money? He's not a trader, by the way. Didn't you tell me most people lose money? And I said, that's the truth. Yes, most people lose money. Because why? Right? Because when you look at something like this, when things are very stable, when price action is very stable and goes from a low to a high, to a low to a high to a low to right. So it looks very simple, but of course, those of us who have been trading for more than 5 minutes, we understand that's not reality, right? This is not reality. Reality if I can go back, is this. So this is perfect. All right. So this will help me explain what I mean by stable and unstable. So here is a short, and the short here is fine, right? So it works out. There is a long, and it's also fine, but then you see this kind of deal. You see? And so, I mean, yes, if you took a short, is there a scalp here? I guess, but this would be too quick for a scalp on a long. This definitely would be too little of a scalp for a short. So here we have some unstable price action, meaning there is really no direction. There is kind of a chop, and what Voltex here tries to do is to identify this in real time. This does not repaint or anything. Once the signal appears, it stays there, and signals do not disappear. So just make this clear. So it attempts to make you avoid, not to get you into situations that will just chop you to pieces. Now, obviously, within a limit, right? Nothing is 100%. We understand that. But this is an instance where, if you did not have this indicator, this part would be very tricky, right? And then, sure, yeah, I mean, it's great, up and down, up and down. So that's what I mean by a stable price action where it will try to get you into a trade. So yeah, so we just to play around. This is a sim account. Just to play around, we would take a long, we would take a short, we would take a long, we would take a short, and he's like, "This is great," right? But yeah, there was a bit more to there's a bit more to it when it comes to trading, but it's always nice. And when someone who's not a trader who sees this like for the first time, and I think maybe it happened to a lot of us. I know it happened to me. First, it just appeared so easy. Like, what's the issue? You can just, make money, and it's so easy. But of course, it's not. So we will look at other charts, and we maybe even take something in real time. But this is a heck of a run. Holy cow! I mean, look at this run. By the way, another thing, not to change the subject too much, another thing about King Renko bars, and that's true for Ninja Renko or whatever, the bigger the brick size, so if you don't take anything else out of this presentation, hopefully you can get this. The bigger the brick size, the less noise you're going to get. I know it seems very obvious, and some of you are rolling your eyes, but the fact is, maybe for those of you who have some less experience, it's just that the bigger brick size will minimize, not eliminate. There is no eliminating. It would minimize some of the noise that you will see. If you put this, for example, on a 12-4 Renko, you're going to see a lot of noise, a lot of switch directions, and it just becomes chaotic. And especially in a market like the NASDAQ, S&P, I imagine, would be different. But something like the NASDAQ, you need to cut through the noise. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult to trade. So just a little bit of that. So anyway, let me get back to the presentation 1 minute, and then we're going to look at more live charts. Let me find, where are you? Where'd you go? Here. Right? Okay. Okay, so what we want are stable market conditions. Okay, so this is a chart, and so again, there are the signals, but you're also going to see those, I don't know, the diamonds or whatever they are. It just lets you know that indeed we have a stable market condition, but when the trend should continue in whatever direction, either the long side or the short side. So yeah, we just spoke about this. There was really not much to it other than the fact it just tries to cut through the chop. If I can summarize, what this indicator is all about, I would just say tries to identify stable conditions, tries to help you avoid some chop. So if this is what you're looking for, this could be it. So again, it identifies when the conditions are noisy, there is too much back and forth. And yes, it would depend on the type of brick size you choose. Again, the bigger the brick size, the less noise you're going to have. So we're going to see this. I think we saw an example of it. This is on a Ninja Renko, but here is an example of noise, right? So there was a short, but then there was nothing because there was noise until we arrive here, and then there is a long. Again, there was some noise here, so there are no additional signals till we get to a short, and so on. So it's not like every turn is a trade. That's not the case. That's the whole point of this indicator. Every turn is not a trade. It depends on if the indicator identifies the conditions as being stable or not. If it identifies chop, it's not going to get you into that trade. Yeah, so we spoke about this. It's a momentum also has to do with it, right? Because it's a continuation of a move. King Renko. So we will take a look at the Ninja Renko chart. But again, with King Renko products, with Renko King products, the King Renko bar seems to work the best. Settings for different brick sizes. Again, I think, at least from my experience, 12.4 for the NASDAQ is a bit too small, unless there is really unless it's really range bound, really, really small, range, then maybe. But overall, 12.4 is just too small for the NASDAQ. Perhaps S&P. S&P could even be less to be okay. 25, that's better. 64.10, I think that's appropriate for the NASDAQ. I think I had like a 60 something there. So 64.10, that's fine. Definitely reduce some noise. 36, I think that's what I have in my next chart we're going to see. So yeah, so this is very similar to what we've just seen there. Again, avoiding noise. So you see how there is a long and then there was this nonsense. So there are no signals here. And now again, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not saying it can avoid every single, random chop and stuff, but it will be able to avoid a good amount of them, which is really all you need to have an edge. Ninja Renko. Right, let's take a look at the Ninja Renko. Let's take a look if I can find it. Ah, I found it. Ninja Renko. Okay, 1 minute. Let me find that's here. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is the Ninja Renko bar. This is a 38 brick size, I believe. I think that's right. Um, kind of looking back. So that's what I mean by noise. You see this? So here is a long signal. And by the way, before we even continue, Captain Optimus is a must. I mean, that's not even, I mean, you're going to be dealing with the NASDAQ and Renko bars. You gotta have Captain Optimus. I don't know how you would take this manually. But in any case, so here is the long, and then here is the noise. And you see how here there are no signals. So it's not like every turn there is a signal. There is only a signal if the indicator determines that indeed we have stable market condition and everything's fine. Otherwise, you stick with the original signal. You do nothing here. Okay? And there was a short that immediately became a long. Like, okay, this is a short. Maybe it gave you a little. If not, you would just switch immediately. So here was probably at something that's not too great. Here is a long followed by a short. Again, a short, a long. So you see how the Ninja Renko, in my opinion, just not quite as good as the King Renko. You still get some good signals, but I think the King Renko is just the superior bar for this product. So let's see. Maybe we can see if we can catch a live trade. What do you think? Maybe if let's see. So count two, is this it? This is a count two. Okay. Let's enable the long, enable the short. Let's pick some kind of I don't know, something. Okay. Okay. So I guess the next signal, there should be a trade. And by the way, just to kind of, where are we? Well, while we waiting for a trade, again, just to show you the difference in different brick sizes. It's just, you see how the bigger brick size did not, well, the smaller one, the Ninja went short a few times. This one just stayed long. This one just stayed long. And that's the benefit of the bigger brick size. Okay. Okay, let's once again go back, see if we can catch a live trade. Any questions, by the way, of course, you can ask. Let's see. Yes, okay. And what about my trade room? Okay, I'll talk about my trade room at the end of the presentation. I do want to mix things up, but you want to take a look at ES. That's fair enough. So I'm trying to think what would be a good brick size for ES, because definitely it would not be 30 over 8. So let's, you have any brick size in mind, by the way, since you suggested the ES? 12.4, okay, 12.4. So let's do 12.4. Hopefully I'm not going to miss a trade here. Let's see. I just want to catch one live just to show you. Hopefully I didn't mess it up, how it would work. But let's take a chance. All right, doesn't matter. Let's go with the S. And let's do 12.4. Now the settings I have is for a larger brick size, so obviously it will make a difference. But let's just kind of see what that looks like. Um, so a short, a long. This short would have been no good. This long would have been fine. Not great. Short here, good long, good short, good long, good short if you stayed with it, good long, good short, not a good long, not a good long, good long. So again, here's what you would do, because I don't have the exact settings here for the smaller brick size for the S&P, but let me just show you. This is what you would change. And NinjaCo will give you the settings for the particular instrument and the brick size. All of these matter as far as for the indicator to define what is considered to be stable price action. So the brick size matters, of course. So the 38 where I had the NASDAQ on, these are the settings for that. So if I can just kind of, okay, so it's, how about if we change this? I don't know. Let's play around. What if it's 15? I don't know. Just try. So maybe 15 is a bit better. So again, I'm not, I obviously you need to sit and really work through this, but 15 seems to be a bit better than what we had earlier. right? I think a bit better. Yeah. So that's what you would change. And obviously you need more time. You sit down or you ask NinjaTrader to give you the settings. You nail it, down a bit better, and then you have something that can better work with whatever brick size you are working with. Because it's not one size fits all, right? It's not the same settings for any brick size. Okay, let's look more questions. 26 now. Okay, let's try 26 on the S&P. Let's try 26. So 26. Is it better? Well, considering each brick here is 6 ticks, I mean, for S&P, it's definitely decent. Yeah, this is no good. Yeah, I'm not sure. Some signals are really good, others not so much. It's going for the yesterday now. Yeah, you would need to play with this a bit more because I don't think these settings are too great here. So let's get back to what was it? 38 on the NASDAQ, right? No, watch, 38 is good on S&P. Let's try, I don't know. All right. Uh, Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, it's not bad, maybe. So maybe the bigger brick size does, do okay with the S&P here. But let's okay, so I'm gonna try and catch one trade here. Let's see. Let's see what we can catch. Where's my other one? I lost my other chart. Yeah, I lost my other chart. No, my other chart went. Okay, so we can have. I mean, I think we can catch a trade on a smaller time frame because things are kind of slow now. And I don't know if it will fire anything. I don't know if we can fire a signal. But again, it's just something that helps. Through this chop, there's really no signal here other than this one here. But it's very slow now. So maybe while we wait, let me see if there are more questions. Mhm. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, whatever brick size you use, you would need to do some testing. You need to see how each one of those parameters behave with a particular brick size. Chart Trader. Are you talking about the Captain Optimus? This? So this is a software that would be able to automate these signals. So when a signal appears, you see those purple lines here. This is Captain Optimus. So this is the software that would take the trade for you. That's kind of what I'm waiting for now to see if it can fire a trade. Then over here, this is the control panel, I guess, for this software, and you can choose your account. You would choose whatever account you wish. You would choose the ATM that you wish, number of contracts, the type of order it is, meaning a market order, a limit order, or a buy stop order, whatever it may be. And it will take the trades for you because the fact is, especially with the NASDAQ, especially with any brick size Renko bar, it just things move fast. And to take those trades manually just becomes tricky. So that's what this is for. This will just take every signal in full automation. And by the way, you can choose longs only or shorts only. For example, if I disable the long side, now it's only going to take the short trades. It tells you here. If I disable both, then there is nothing. If I choose only shorts here, only longs, right? So you get to decide. I'm going to try and take either one here just to show an example. But yeah, this is a great tool. It just makes things more convenient. Okay. No, so the Captain Optimus is a separate purchase, but they do have a bundle. I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Hopefully, if we can get a trade soon. If not, I'll just show it to you in a few minutes. They sell a bundle, meaning, let's say, this indicator along with Captain Optimus, and then you get a nice discount. So, why it's so slow now? Of course, when you're trying to catch a trade, things really slow down. So maybe while we wait, I'll just show you 1 second. Uh, what I'm talking about as far as the bundle goes. Okay, so if we slide down here, here we go. So yeah, so the Voltex itself, it's 296, but if you buy it together with the trade software, Captain Optimus, then it's 896. Captain Optimus by itself, I think it's $800 or $900 just for that software. I don't know exactly. It's on their website. But if you buy them together, then you get it for 896. Okay. So let's see. Is there a trade? Still no trade. Okay. Okay. So waiting. Let's give it a couple of more minutes. Maybe something will move and catch a trade. In the meantime, let me see if there are any more questions. Uh, on my room. Okay, so just to make it clear, because there was confusion, my room has nothing to do with NinjaCo indicators. I just want to make it clear. I am partnered with NinjaCo, but we are separate entities. I have my own trading community. So in my room, before the session opens, what I do is I share with everyone my trading plan. So for me, maybe it's my background, I need to be prepared. I don't just go into trading just like, let's go trade. That's not what I do. So I go in prepared. I have a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario for every trading day. I know what to look for in the bearish scenario. I know what to look for in the bullish scenario. Good entries, good targets. and overall first identifying market condition. When I say market condition is how do we know if a market is bullish or bearish? To me, it is key. I need to know if the market is bullish or bearish before I can do anything. So that's why I always start my trading plan with describing what do we have. And then if traders take my course, a lot of them did in my community, they also know what to look for. Oh, no signal. I was really hoping there'd be a signal here. Ah, okay, well, I was really hoping there'd be a signal. Not even for a profit or loss, just to show you how this works. Uh, yeah, see, because it's sideways, and so I guess the indicator says, well, this is sideways. I'm not going to be taking any signals here, which is fine, but I just wanted to demonstrate uh, a trade entry here, which might not happen. Right, let's look at more questions. Yeah, one second. Yeah, I'm gonna give you more info. So I just really want to see a trade. No, no trade. Okay. Okay, maybe we have time. Let's just gonna show you how you can get in touch with me. So again, if you want to take a picture of this is for the indicators really quick. So you can take a screenshot of this. It'll get you to my community. And if you wish to email me, you can email me with this address here, my Discord server. And okay, let's go back. Do we have still nothing? Let's give it a couple of more minutes. I'm stubborn. Let's give it a couple of more minutes. So we are already actually beyond the target that we had. Our target this morning on the upside was 540. Bullish condition would bring the NASDAQ to 27,540. That was shared before the New York session began. So everything I share is before the session begins. This way we know ahead of time exactly what to look for. See, unfortunately, now we have chop. And so, well, this indicator is not going to be firing signals, which of course, it's good, right? I mean, that's the whole point. The whole point is to try as much as possible to avoid chop. So there are no signals under these conditions, which is good. It's just a bit frustrating for me because I want to show how Captain Optimus works with this indicator. And there are no signals. Okay. Are they going to just chop for the rest of the day? Hmm, okay. Should we try a really small brick size? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm cheating, but let's give it a shot. How about how about I don't know, 12.4? 12.4, really, really tiny brick size for the NASDAQ. Now, again, these settings are not probably good for 12.4. Um, but we would have had a signal here alongside. So let's see if in a small brick size we can catch something here. Ah, here we go. We caught a trade. We caught a trade. Okay, so you saw how quickly it took it, right? And that's what I mean um, with with Renko, well, with any brick size really, you would need something just to get you into the trade. Now, this is again a very small brick size. I'm not saying you should trade the NASDAQ with such a small brick size, but but it did take the trade, so at least I was happy that it didn't mess anything up here. And again, you can choose your own ATMs, whatever you like. This one probably is not going to do well, but let's see. Just to answer the question, what is this? So this is the software that took this trade. Okay. I didn't have to look at the chart. I didn't have to be ready. It did everything by itself. Should we wait for the conclusion of this or just or move on? I don't know. Definitely looks like it's moving against us here. Okay, well, I don't want to spend the rest of the afternoon watching this, but you get the idea. So that's that. Let's go back to the slide show there one more time. There it is. Okay, so once again, 296 for the indicator. The bundle with Captain Optimus is 896. Liquidity sweep, that's another indicator. I don't have it loaded onto any charts here. So the idea is you could combine it with other indicators just to help you as far as identifying both stable market conditions and whatever other indicator is looking for. Let's see if there are any more questions before we end. Liquidity sweep is an indicator. Um, so, are you familiar with the term liquidity sweep? Basically, it's an indicator that identifies situations where, let's say, support or resistance was quickly, let's say, broken through and then rejected. So it's a whole topic. It's a whole presentation all to itself. But It's basically what institutions often do is they go to extremes, let's say some kind of a high or some kind of a low, quickly go through it, and then reject and go the other way. In other words, they collect all the contracts there, liquidity sweep, meaning there are a whole bunch of orders in a very small price range. They go in there, they clean everything up, they get the contracts, and they go the other way. So liquidity sweep, again, it's on Ninjaco's website. I'm sure you can find it there. Identifies those situations. Very often, bigger moves start with some kind of a liquidity sweep. We saw it today, for example, with the S&P in a room we were looking to buy 71.65, and if you take a look at the chart, when they got to that 65, they would dip below it, right? And if you look on a 5-minute chart, it's like all wicks, right? They dip below the 65. If someone here is from my room, maybe you right, so they quickly got below 65 a few times, and then they just went up. So big moves often start with some kind of a liquidity sweep. Yes, both ES and NQ. Now, with ES, I also do bigger time frame work, meaning with ES, I go more, well, not more, but I have bigger time frame work on ES, meaning not only what to anticipate in this upcoming session. Of course, that's what people care about the most. Most of us are prop firm traders, which means we are day traders. But I do have some people who trade ETFs, who trade stocks also. So I do look into the bigger picture for the S&P. For example, the 71.65 I was talking about is actually a weekly level, and those have certain importance. I'm not going to go into it here, but so I do both. But on S&P, I also do bigger time frame ideas. NASDAQ is strictly just for the New York session. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't see any more questions. Once again, so I hope you enjoyed it. This, I mean, this indicator has a value as far as it will keep you out of some chop. Nothing is 100%. But if you choose the right brick size that would go along with the parameters that I showed you, you do need to do some work. NinjaCo will help you in identifying good settings. That's something you will have to do. It's not one size fits all. It's not just you put the indicator on the chart and let's go. No, you would need to adjust the settings to whatever brick size you want to trade. And again, you're going to find that the larger the brick size, the less noise there is. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. I thank you for your patience. Thank you for stopping by today. Email me with any questions. Come and visit my community. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.